That's why. Oh, and what am I doing this morning? All out of sorts. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Thursday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedic, go to Brock. If you need a roof, you call Parish. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. All right. I hope everybody's has hope everybody's morning is off to an amazing start. All I needed was a cup of coffee, my first sip. Lot to get into today. Texas A&M starting offensive lineman Jace Giller is out against LSU. If you missed that news, that is significant, y'all. Jace Giller was a very highly rated offensive lineman. LSU recruited him hard. 6'6", out of the state of New Jersey. And he's played both guard and tackle. He's played on both sides of the line as well for Texas A&M. He's their starting left guard right now. As a freshman in 2023, so last year as a true freshman, he started all 13 games. So he started 12 games at right tackle as a true freshman. This year as a sophomore, he's been the starter at left guard. So this is a guy that he's a sophomore in his second year and was a very highly rated prospect coming out. Again, started every game. Think Emory Jones. Started every game as a freshman at right tackle, and this year moved positions to play left guard. So he's on the left side of the line now, but still a really, really good lineman. And they're going to be without him for the LSU game. So I never want to cheer for injuries, but Lord knows LSU's had their fair share of them this year as well. And obviously no Harold Perkins, no Jacobian Guillory, no John Emery. And that's three veteran players who've lost to season-ending ACL injuries. Not to mention you haven't had Chris Hilton all season. So I'm not going to cry over someone else having an injury. But yes, I mean, that is a big deal when you look at the line of scrimmage and Texas A&M's desire and ability to run the football with Moss and from Estruma, by the way. It's interesting. The two top running backs in the SEC right now are Moss at A&M from Estruma and Sampson at Tennessee from Dutchtown. Turns out the state of Louisiana produces some talent. Anyway, okay. So please smash the like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. When you look at LSU's run defense, which is up to 33rd in the country, just coming off a game where you held Arkansas to 38 rush yards when they were averaging 199. I mean, it's a boost for LSU. I'm not going to say that it's. It weakens A&M's offensive line, and it is a boost for LSU, no doubt. And also, of course, your ability to get to the quarterback and get home. See, you might see some more interior pressure this weekend. So, Jace Giller being out is a big deal for Texas A&M. All right, y'all. We'll say some good mornings here. LSU, Texas A&M. Saints first injury report getting 4 starters back, which was really welcome news. Chris Olave was back at practice. Cesar Ruiz was back at practice. Pete Werner. And who am I missing? Lucas Patrick was already back. I'm missing one. Dag nabbit. I know what I'll do. I'll go to louisianasports.net and check it out. I mean, it is an illustration, though, of how many players they've had injured when I came to remember all the players that are injured. All right, let's say some good mornings here. But Saints getting healthier. Pels win their debut, although in true Pelicans fashion, they win their debut. But DeJounte Murray injures his hand in the first game of the season. So, yeah. Cesar Ruiz. Olave. Taysom Hill, I guess, was the other one. I thought Hill was already at practice last week. Colin Saunders was the one. That's it. So, returning to practice were Olave, Warner, Saunders, and Ruiz. Hill and Lucas Patrick were both there last week but didn't play, but both could be in line to play this week. So, yep, getting healthier, getting better. Okay, let's say some good morning, y'all. See what y'all got. Hey, Abner Neal, good morning. Thanks for being there this morning. Hey, Thomas, good morning. Hope all's well up there in northern Alabama. Cajun Country, I love Alvin Kamara. Sometimes I think Loomis is playing games and collecting a check. I just think he's I just think his approach is a commitment right now to winning now and not accepting what I believe and many of us believe they are right now as an organization. And that just keeps digging them deeper in the hole. Bubba Smith, Bill Caffey, Damon Gilmore, Brian Wynn, Jesse Post. Good morning, y'all. Randall Offrecht, 8-4 fans saying this is the biggest game for them since entering the SEC. There's some validity to that, man. They're 6-1. They're at home. They just haven't really been at a point, except for the COVID year, where they were a one-loss team. That year in the COVID year with Jimbo, where they were in this kind of situation. You had top 10 LSU coming in, night game, Kyle Field, a obviously top 10 opponent, and then you look ahead, they go to South Carolina, which isn't easy. You get New Mexico State at home. They go to Auburn, who kind of stinks, and then you're home against Texas. I mean, like, both these teams are kind of in the same situation where if you win this game, you still have one to play with. If you lose, you have no margin for error. So, if A&M beats LSU, it's not going to be easy. They got to go to South Carolina, to Auburn, and they get Texas at home, but they could lose one of those and still feel good about getting in the playoff. Their losses would be to Notre Dame, and then in week one, and then whatever that other game is, let's say they lose to Texas. Let's say they bookend their schedule with losses to Notre Dame and to Texas. Well, I mean, there's probably two playoff teams. So the flip side of it is if you're A&M, you have no margin for error. If you lose this one to LSU at home and then you drop another one, you're out. So yeah, I believe it. They haven't played for much of significance since they've been in the league. Wacky Chris, morning, Matt. Who do you think will have more success, LSU's offensive line or defensive line this weekend? Well, Chris, there's different ways to look at that. By the way, I would recommend you go check out Locked on LSU today, because I do dive deep into the LSU offensive line against Texas A&M defensive line matchup. So just a little tease there. Until a team just has their way with the LSU offensive line, I'm just going to say LSU's offensive line is going to be fine, because we haven't seen a team just wreck them. So, and they've played really good defensive fronts. Southern Cal has good players. Ole Miss obviously does. South Carolina. We heard about Kennard and Stewart all week, and then guys like Tonka Hemingway on the interior. And that's the team that gave LSU the most problem. I mean, Ole Miss was probably the most talented team you played with. With Walter Nolan and Centurion Perkins and J.J. Pegues, and Princely Monmielen only played one snap in the game. But that Chris Paul, that defensive front seven from Ole Miss is littered with pros. And they had no sacks and 1.5 TFLs. Or 2 TFLs maybe. I got to see somebody whip LSU's offensive line to believe I'm not saying they're invincible, but I'm saying I've got a large enough sample size over 3 years that suggests LSU's offensive line is going to be fine. A&M wants to come run the ball. And if LSU's able to limit it and make Connor Wegman throw it, he's not been good this year. You know, it's big game. Maybe he plays great, and that happens. But yeah, I would favor LSU there. Hey, Chance, talk about the Tommy Moffitt factors. Players want to play hard for him. I don't think there's any surprise or any doubt that Tommy Moffitt being there is one of the reasons that they've got a little bit of a new vibe or energy, what feels like around Texas A&M. Mike Elko is a great coach and deserves a lot of that credit. But there's a reason Tommy Moffitt's who he is, man. Please smash the like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel. Facebook, like the page, share the post. Hey, Austin Kidder, good morning. Kayla Falk, let's see. Saw Jay Johnson and Devin Sheeran is out with an ACL. They've been up pitching depth, losing him. So, yeah, they announced that last week, Caleb, that Devin Sheeran. That's the big 6'7" transfer from Mount St. Mary's. Got throws 100. And that's a big loss because he would have been competing to be a weekend arm for LSU. Do they have enough arms? Yes, they do. And look, you're not going to hit on every player, but my goodness, I mean, just getting Chase Shores back is huge. He's your Friday night guy. And then on top of that, you had guys like Anthony Ianson from the West Coast. Shoot, Zach Cohen was the Friday night guy for Wofford, and he might be a midweek or mid-relief guy. Now, everybody takes a bump up, right? Because of the injury to Devin Sheeran. That doesn't even count William Schmidt, who may very well step in right away and be a rotation guy. Yeah, they got enough. They got plenty enough. It's a bummer to lose him. You never want to lose a guy like that or any arm. But yes, they've got enough. Lowell, good morning. Tommy, good morning. Matt got his coffee back. Had it yesterday. My coffee yesterday. Strong side, good morning. Cliff, what up, man? Good morning. Hope you're doing well. Brian, what are the best matchups that favor LSU over A&M? Brian, we're going to do and Hunt has up at LouisianaSports.net, the statistical analysis, all that position by position analysis, if you want to check it out. Actually, I'll drop it in here if you're interested. But here's the thing, I'm not sure that I think this is here's the thing. For example, Le'Veon Moss is a more veteran, more experienced, more accomplished running back than anybody LSU has. And I think we've all been so pleasantly surprised by Caden Durham. But Brian Kelly even told you this week, Caden Durham's playing at about 80-85% after the injury against South Alabama. So, you could look at that, but really the question isn't Moss or Durham. The question is the A&M run game against the LSU run defense and vice versa. So, I'm looking at it more the other way, Brian, to say what matchups favor A&M, because that's hard to do. Because where I start is, okay, where are you weakest? And then look at their strengths. I could look at LSU at cornerback and say, okay, that's definitely not LSU strong suit. There's Alexander's playing well. Ashton Stamps, people are picking on Ashton Stamps, but in coverage, you haven't been great. You're 103rd in the country in pass defense. But a lot of that is LSU giving up underneath stuff and not giving up the big plays in the passing game, right? Not playing man coverage and giving up the 60-yard touchdown. They just haven't done that in the passing game this year. They did a lot last year, but they're giving up yardage because teams are taking the checkdowns, the underneaths, all that sort of stuff. A&M doesn't really have these really amazing wide receivers. Like Evan Stewart is a stud. He's at Oregon now. Here you go. Noah Thomas is their leading receiver, 21 catches for 289 through 7 games. I mean, he's averaging 3 catches a game. Cyrus Allen, 14 for 220. Barber's got 16 for 158. Jahad Walker has 12 for 147. You see, like they haven't really gotten going in the passing game. Now, Le'Veon Moss is awesome. He's rushed for almost 700 yards already. He's averaging 6.5 yards a carry. But that was the same with Jaquindon Jackson last week. So, like, the thing where you're weakest, your coverage, they're not really equipped to take advantage. Again, I'm not saying they won't, but, like, you're going to face much tougher matchups. Like, when you play Alabama, who's going to cover Ryan Williams? I mean, you're going to put his eye on him, but, like, I mean, their guy's better, like, way better. So that's kind of a question, right? All right, hang on one second. I got to go turn up Drew's sound machine and all that stuff. Sit tight for me.
Parrish Construction and Roofing. At Parrish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parrish Construction and Roofing. Parrish built. Parrish built. Parrish built. From your hometown. ParrishBuilt.com.
All right. Please smash that like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Appreciate you for being there with us. As always, shout out to Brock and Parrish. Need North Peach, go to Brock. You need a roof, you call Parrish. Parrish Construction and Roofing, ParrishBuilt.com. Unique Physique and Restored Motions. Remember, uniquephysique.com, semaglutide, tirzepatide, the weight loss shots. If you want to learn more, lowest prices. They're committed to that. The lowest prices, never any contracts. You do the whole thing over telemed, so no embarrassing in-office visit or anything like that. And then they can ship your medicine anywhere in the country. So even if you're not in Baton Rouge, they can ship your medicine to you. So check them out at uniquephysique.com. Okay. Where are we? All right, Patrick. Morning, Matt. How about Kennesaw State knocking off Liberty last night? Yeah, man, I'll give out Otter the credit. Otter had Kennesaw State, not on the money line, but he did have Kennesaw State in that game last night. Otterlocks. The Mayo 3411. Weston Weaver, good morning. Eli, you mentioned people close to the team said Lattimore made a business decision on Thursday. Can you blame him? This team isn't going anywhere fast. He's in his prime. Traded him already. He's talking about in Thursday Night Football when Lattimore went out with the hamstring injury. I don't think, listen, I want to be very clear that wasn't from anyone associated with the medical staff or anything like that. It was just sort of an opinion of some around the situation, put it to you that way. And you said, can I blame him? Yes, I can. You're a professional. You're getting paid to do a job. Go do your job. You have a job to do. I have a job to do. There's some days I don't feel like being at work. On Black Friday, when the rest of the world is off after Thanksgiving and watching football and hanging out, I don't want to be doing a radio show. You know where I am from 3 to 6? Doing a radio show. We all have a job to do. Go do your job. I don't really have, especially now, like in a manager's role, I really don't have any tolerance for that. Hey, Doug Ashton, what's going on, man? Patrick, tonight we have the ACC battle with Pitt and Syracuse. Holstein against McCord. Yeah, man, that's true. We can see Eli Holstein tonight. That'd be cool. Look forward to that. Trivia, good morning. Straub Skills, Matt, who's going to be our offensive tackles next season? You know what, Straub Skills? I don't know, and I'll worry about that after the season, man. I'm not gonna get too far ahead of myself. Tyree Adams is one guy that's obviously likely to slide in. Weston Davis was a 5-star you signed in this past class, who's your backup at right tackle right now. Those are a couple of options. You know, Ori Williams played this week with Tyree Adams being out. He had a false start as well at the end of the game. But you probably hit the portal, so we'll see. Let's see, 5 more minutes. Braden, what's up, Braden? Good morning, man. Is true Jacoby Guillory's back? No, man. Oh, you mean back for next year? You know what? Let me hit up Tank right. So I messaged him a few weeks back. Because when there had been some rumblings a few weeks back that Jacoby and Giller was planning to return for next year. So I shot him a message. I wanted to get him on the show, and he told me, he's like, I've been still not walking yet. As soon as I can get on my feet, start walking again, I'll come in studio. We'll do this. I was like, great. So I'm glad you said that, Braden. So I just shot him a message to see if I can get him on. But I don't know. But I'll ask him. I'll ask him if I get a chance. I'll ask him. Gregory Gordy, Thomas. I don't know that he's announced that he's coming back. That's the thing. Like if he did. Yeah, I don't know that he's announced he has. I think that might have been reported somewhere. I don't know that he's announced it, but we'll see if I can get that confirmed. But that would be great news. Chris, did you see the quote Guillory to Jock saying he can't go? Okay, so he told Jock. Okay, got it. I didn't see that, so no, I didn't. I mean, I'll tell you when I messaged him. It was October the 1st. So 3 weeks ago, I messaged him, and he said he still wasn't walking. So that's when I first heard that. I don't even remember where I heard it. Some whisper that he was planning on coming back. Shot him a message, and then obviously maybe he told Jock that he's come back, which would be great, man. Yes, that would be a huge welcome for next year. Jason H, Michael Cook, Stephen Miller, good morning. Steve, did you ever get your hat from your Bud Light LSU hat from the Mockler people? If not, tell me. And because I saw Locketshire the other day, and I was like, I need one too. Because they have it's the Bud Light patch, the raised patch hat with this, but they got the 100-year Tiger Stadium logo on it. And I think this part it's purple and white. It's pretty fire. It's a great hat. Bad news birds won. They also took a bad injury. I know. How about DeJounte Murray in the first game with the Pelicans, man? First freaking game. What a snake bit organization, man. Jingle Street. Thomas, remind me. I'll make sure we get the jingle every day, man. Cliff, 2 things I missed. One, what's the deal with Chris Hilton? Will he play this year? How did LSU miss those 2 running backs? So the Hilton thing, look, I think Brian Kelly has kind of talked about it, tap danced a little bit, but the reality is he's cleared medically. But it's just a thing. It's a pain tolerance and ability to do what you feel like you can do on the field. And my understanding is Chris just hadn't felt comfortable. That's a bummer, man. I hate that for him. To be this far into the season, a year where he was primed for a really big season, man. I hate that for him. But again, I don't think, as I'll continue to say, I'm just going to assume he's not going to be there. And then until he is, and when he is, then we'll talk about it. As far as the 2 running backs, I forgot what happened with Le'Veon Moss. If I'm not mistaken, LSU had they recruited Moss, but they were somebody else. I just need to ask Shay. Not get bogged down. It's 7:45. He was in the 2022 class. I think LSU was recruiting somebody else. Who's the running back in that class? Maybe it was the thing. God, I just don't remember. Maybe it was that A&M went and dumped a bunch of NIL money on him. I don't remember. And as I'm looking here, they brought in. Oh, and that was Kelly's first year. So you had Emory still. You brought in Noah Kane out of the portal. You had a pretty loaded running back room. You had a lot of bodies in the running back room. Let me go ask. I forgot what happened there, Cliff. Let me ask. I'll find out. I just forgot. It's been a couple years. I don't remember the story. Okay. I hate to do this, but I'm going to go with 746. Sorry, y'all. Anymore. I gotta go. I'm sorry, y'all. All right, let me get out of here. I gotta go. It's already 7:00. I gotta get Drew and get him ready for school. Thanks so much for being here, y'all. All of our sponsors are linked in the description on YouTube. They're tagged on Facebook. If you're on YouTube, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Mark, I need 8 Taylor Swift tickets. Good luck, Mark. Sell an organ. I might get you one of them. Anyway, y'all have a great day. Locked on LSU is live, so please go check that out in your favorite podcast app or on YouTube, and we'll see you for AFR at 3. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you. Peace.